Okay, so let's talk about the news and what's been going on. Well, watching Newcastle in this transfer window is like watching someone play competitive whack-a-mole. It, and not in a fun way. I mean, we are trying to go for players left and right and being beaten to the punch by other teams. And yes, we got one over the line, but that's kind of the law of averages that eventually we would get one. It's just incredibly frustrating to see us linked with so many players and apparently put in the negotiation and groundwork only to have them snatched away. And apparently Man City are now interested in Trafford, so that one might be going as well. So yeah, it's not a great look. I mean, from the outside, Newcastle don't look like they're doing a good job. They look a little bit amateurish and unprofessional. They are just being gazumped to all the signings of these players, and it seems that their negotiations just drag on and on and on. But we can hope that there are things behind the scenes that are happening, and everything's happening for a reason. We have lost out on Ekitike, sadly. Liverpool have swooped in and spent the money that we are not allowed to spend, so they're going to get him, I guess. And I mean, we walked away from it. The report is that we walked away from it, and I think that's fine. Because we were going to spend a massive portion of our transfer budget and smash our transfer record on this guy, and if that's not enough to convince him that we really want him, then I think, well, maybe he's not got the right attitude. I see a lot of people saying that, oh, this is a masterstroke by Newcastle. They have feigned interest in Ekitike to get Liverpool to buy him so that they can't afford Isak. And I'm like, I do not think Newcastle are playing upside down underwater 4D chess. I think they genuinely wanted him, and we just lost out because we can't spend the money that Liverpool can spend. So I think that's all there is to it. But the rumour is now that we move on to the next target in our crazy game of whack-a-mole, and that will be Benjamin Sesko, apparently. So he is a really good striker. He is massive. He is built like a brick shithouse. And he has a release clause. So if we can trigger that release clause, then we can just get the deal done. So that would be an exciting one if we could go for him. In other news, Sean Longstaff has completed his move to Leeds. So thank you for everything, Sean. Thank you for scoring the penalty that sent us through in the early round of the Carabao Cup. And that tells me that we maybe are going to be bringing in a new midfielder. I said in a previous video that the rumour was we were interested in Conor Gallagher, which would be really great. I really hope we pursue that one and get him in, but anyone really of a good standard would really help. I mean, it might be tricky because obviously our main three starters are going to be Bruno, Tonali, and Joe Linton, so it might be a hard sell for some of the more high-profile players to come in as a rotation option. But let's trust in Eddie and see who we can bring in. I mean, Conor Gallagher would be a great signing if we can get him. We've also been linked with Wissa at Brentford, and I mean, we've been told that our interest in Wissa has pushed Manchester United into offering 70-something million for Mbeumo. Now, does that mean that because Brentford are going to sell Mbeumo, that they are now not going to sell Wissa? I don't think so. I don't think that will have much, if any, impact on it, because Wissa has only a year left on his contract, which means that either they sell him this summer or they lose him for nothing next summer. Approaching his 30s right now, so if I don't know how much of a fee they can really demand for him. You know, he's not a young lad in footballing terms. He's getting close to the big 3-0, so with only a year left on his contract, I think maybe 30 or 31, 32 million, somewhere around there would be a reasonable fee for a player who can score goals in the Premier League. But whether Brentford will see it like that, I'm not sure. Because with them losing Mbeumo, they might look at it and say, well, we need Wissa's goals to make sure we kind of stay up, because staying in the Premier League is worth more than the fee that they will get from Newcastle. But then I guess it all depends on the new manager, because the new manager might come in and decide, hey, I would rather have the funds to bring in the players that I want, my players, my guys. So in that case, we might be able to get him. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts going on in the background, so who knows what's going to happen. To be honest, this transfer window is kind of depressing, and I think I just want to like turn it all off and then just fast forward straight to the end and see what happens, and then I'll decide how good it was or how bad it was. Because watching it at the moment is incredibly frustrating, because we just seem to be suffering disappointment after disappointment. We just hear how we are intensifying and getting closer and agreeing terms and moving closer, getting towards the line, and then someone swoops in and steals them. As it's being reported that maybe Man City are now looking to buy back Trafford, someone who we've had personal terms agreed with for like a year and a half now or something like this. So yeah, I think the key with this is not to get too bogged down in the day-to-day, just kind of keep an eye on what's happening and then wait till the very end and see what we're working with. Anyway, that's all I've got for now. Goodbye.